Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Car Talks with Josh. I wanted to talk about another topic involving more on the business side of things. So today, during our marketing meeting, we had discussed marketing sales. We had discussed our customer acquisition cost, and we broke down our costs for each of our channels where we get sales and how much essentially that channel costs us to get a sale, get a customer. And then we also broke down how much that channel's average order is. So for example, if one channel costs, charges me essentially their fees, my customer acquisition cost for that channel is $30, right? And let's just say that particular sales channel, that order average is only, let's call it $100. So from there, what you can do is you can extrapolate your profit, right? So if it costs me $30 to get a customer from this particular channel, and their order average is only $100, that means immediately I'm only earning $70 from that customer, from that order. And then for us, then you have to knock off all your other expenses. Obviously, you have sales tax, if that's not already included in there, but you have sales tax, then you have for us as drivers, right? I have delivery drivers that I pay to pick up and drop off, and then there's fuel costs, and then there's storage costs. So there's all these associated costs with just that particular order that we take into consideration. And at the end of the day, if I have to pay drivers, someone to pick it up or someone to deliver it and then someone to pick it up, and let's just say it takes them an hour and I'm paying them $20 an hour each time if it's far away, then that's $40 in delivery fees that I have to pay out. So now all of a sudden, just to get the customer cost me $30. To deliver delivery is $40 on payroll. Then again, you have the extra, gas or car allowance, whatever that looks like. And then the other miscellaneous fees, on that order right off the bat, there's 40, 70, 30. We're only, making $30 after that delivery fees. I pay the drivers out, and then after we taking into consideration how much it costs us to get that customer, that's only $30, and then you take the other, let's just call it even $10 of extra miscellaneous costs. So on that $100 order, I'm making $20, if that. And that's if it's a $100 order. But what if it happens to be a $80 order? Then I'm breaking even. And then you just need to decide if that customer or that order is actually worth accepting, right? Or that channel is worth pursuing if that customer acquisition costs are so high. Now, there's two ways to solve that problem. First is going to be find ways to first increase that order size, right? So do everything in your power to increase that order size with, add-ons or extras, and you can do this typically with, during confirmation emails and text messages, or however you communicate with your customers, your order confirmation, whatever that looks like. look for those add-ons, opportunities to increase that order. And another video, I can even talk about it now. Well, so you do that, and then the other way to increase that number, or excuse me, increase that margin or that gap, is lower that customer acquisition cost, right? So if you're doing, for example, that particular channel that costs you $30, if it's ads or it's referrals through like affiliates, whatever it looks like, you may need to adjust pricing there, or try something different, right? Because at the end of the day, if you can even bring that down from 30 to 20, there's $10 extra for that order. And then if you can increase that order average from 100 to 125 or 150, then you are significantly increasing that margin, significantly increasing that number that's at the bottom line, which again, from there, it's all profit. So what I was going to mention regarding the now I'm losing my train of thought. So I've got so many kind of tangents I can go off of. At the end of the day, like, that's, really what you want to do is focus on cutting expenses and increasing that order. Oh, that's what I was going to say. When doing the add-ons separate, right? There's a lot of psychology that goes into sales, and one of thought to have is this: if a customer, especially even if customers are but whether they're budget conscious or they're not as penny pinching, or they don't look, whatever the customer is, this psychology pretty much applies to most customers, probably 90% of customers, where if this customer ordered the product or our service in January, but their trip isn't until February, that's a full month of gap or time that the customer has already accepted the cost for that, right? They've already accepted it. They've already absorbed that cost. They paid for your services at a time. You're good to go, right? Now, if customers, are kind of focused on pricing, which a lot of people are naturally, they're gonna say, "Oh, I don't need this extra thing," or "Hey, $100, that's all I got. We're good to go." But then fast forward 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month later, you ask that add-on, and they could say, "Oh, it's only going to be $30 more." Okay, cool. It's totally going to be worth it. So it's actually kind of considered two separate in the mind of the purchaser. It's almost like it's two separate things. It's $100 purchase here, but then when you ask for an add-on or they do this, and it's going to be an extra $50, $30, $40, $50, whatever that add-on is, they're like, okay, cool, it's totally worth it. It's only $30. But then in reality, they really spent the $150, which they were hesitant to do in the first place. So by spreading out and giving customers kind of cool down time to, if your services cost a little more, your product costs a little more, you give them a little bit of cool down time in order for them to absorb that cost, move on, and you continue to build value, and it's worth it, and you can provide something of value to them. It won't be as big a sticker shock than it is all up front. So these are just things to keep in mind when you're following up with customers, your customer communication, and ways to increase your profits. Hopefully some of this stuff was helpful, and I'd appreciate any follow. Have a good day.